Day 3 of Terence Crawford's intense training camp for the Canelo Alvarez super fight, and the man doesn't just look locked in. He's glowing, smiling like a $100 million man. Except wait. Plot twist. He says he's only getting $10 million. And that's just the beginning. Between intense mid-work and inspirational speeches, a shocking promoter shakeup and no rehydration clause, this story has more plot twists and a Netflix thriller. Let's break it all down. Comment. Day 3 of Terence Crawford's training camp for his historic clash with Canelo Alvarez has officially dropped, and it's nothing short of ferocious. In the newly surfaced footage, Crawford isn't just training, he's making a statement. Canelo is the lithe, quick-footed welterweight we've known for years.
$10 million for that fight. How you know that's a lie?
To fight Canelo?
Yeah. I'm doing it for the opportunity, baby. The legacy.
Yeah. Good.
The legacy outweighed the money. 3-time undisputed. Ooh, coming soon. I might go back down to 54.
Right. To fight who?
And do it. I might go back down and do it again.
As you heard, the pound-for-pound king, Terence Crawford, make a statement that he only getting $10 million for his mega super fight in September against Canelo Alvarez.
This place is a visibly bulkier, more explosive version of Bud. One that looks like he's been engineered for power and precision. At 168 pounds, he's hammering the mitts with mechanical accuracy, cutting angles with seasoned footwork, and delivering 5 and 6 punch combinations with ease. Every movement has purpose, every punch carries menace. There's no wasted energy, no distractions, just the kind of razor-sharp discipline that tells you this man isn't just preparing to fight. He's preparing to shock the world. And the body language is as chillingly calm. Crawford's face reads like a poker master in a title hand. Focused, unreadable, and lethal. But what's turning heads isn't just the footage. It's the tone of this camp trainer, Brian McIntyre, a man never short on bold statements, shut down weight class chatter instantly. "We don't give a damn about size, let's fight like men." That quote alone has lit up fight forums, and rightly so, with no rehydration clause in place. Crawford's team knows they're stepping into the lion's den against a naturally larger, heavier Canelo, and yet they want the smoke all of it. While the boxing world zeroed in on Crawford's explosive training, something else, something much deeper, began to shift the public narrative just days before the footage went viral. Terence Crawford took the stage as the keynote speaker at the University of Nebraska Omaha's commencement ceremony, and in doing so, he reminded fans and critics alike that he's more than just a boxer.
He gonna see the boogeyman himself, the most avoided fighter, in the last 20 years. Avoid it, Avoid it. They went for Mayweather. They knew he wasn't mean. They wanted to.
Wearing a sharp suit, not gloves, and standing in front of thousands of graduates, Crawford peeled back the curtain on his journey from being expelled from 5 schools to being shot in the head to ultimately rising from the concrete of North Omaha to global boxing fame. "Being from Omaha means you're a fighter," he told the crowd. "I was as a fighter before I became a boxer. I was a competitor before I put on gloves." He didn't sugarcoat his past. He owned it, and when he said, "You control your own destiny," there wasn't a hint of cliche. It felt earned and lived. He told graduates not to let setbacks define them, whether it's a bad break, a lost job, or a punch in the face, literally or figuratively. He even quoted Mike Tyson's legendary line, "Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face." That moment hit home. It wasn't just a motivational speech. It was the unveiling of why this fight against Canelo is about more than titles or money. It's about fulfillment, it's about legacy, and it's about proving to himself and the world that a kid from Omaha who was once counted out by teachers, neighbors, and the sport itself can write a new chapter in boxing history.
Like most Mavericks in this year's graduating class, I'm proud to call Omaha my home. For everyone who came to Omaha from across the state across the country, around the world. I don't think Chancellor Lee would mind saying you can claim Omaha as your home now.
Now that speech is making the rounds on sports blogs, Reddit threads, and YouTube shorts as fans finally start to see the emotional stakes behind the gloves, and just when the hype couldn't get any more unpredictable, but it dropped. A bombshell, appearing on the Ring Champs podcast with a.k.a. Barack Crawford, he disputed reports of a $50 million payday. According to him, he could tow $10 million for that fight. Barack was stunned. Comment.
The only person who determines who win or lose is me. And that's what I want to talk to you today about. You control your own destiny. You get to determine your greatness. You have everything you need to be a champion.
Most fans were too. How could one of the biggest pay-per-view fights of the year against a $150 million pocketing Canelo leave Crawford with only $10 million? But Crawford wasn't fazed. When asked if he was joking, he clapped back, "How do you know that's a lie? I'm doing it for the opportunity, baby." The legacy, he doubled down on what he's been saying from the start. Money doesn't matter when history's on the line. If he beats Canelo Alvarez, he becomes the first ever 3-division undisputed champion in the 4-belt era. That's not just rare, that's immortal. It's a shot at greatness that no amount of money can buy, and one that most fighters will never take, especially without a size cap like a rehydration clause.
I just want to know what number makes sense for you. What's fair?
I got $10 million for that fight.
That's a lie.
How you know that's a lie?
To fight Canelo?
Yeah.
That's a lie.
I'm doing it for the opportunity, baby.
Yeah, that's
The
good.
legacy.
That's
You
good. That's
hear
good.
me?
Yeah. You believe that?
Yeah, 100%. If he said 10 million, it's 10 million.
Crawford's playing chess. He's risking it all not just to be paid but to be remembered, and if his plan works, you're looking at the new face of boxing. In one of the most controversial aspects of this super fight, Terence Crawford has agreed to face Canelo Alvarez with no rehydration clause, a decision that is either madness or a masterpiece, depending on who you ask. Let's break this down for the casual fans. A rehydration clause is a safety net. It limits how much weight a fighter can put back on between the weigh-in and the fight itself. Without it, a naturally bigger fighter, like Canelo, can walk into the ring significantly heavier, sometimes 15 to 20 pounds more than their weigh-in weight, and Canelo isn't just any bigger fighter, he's a man who's been dominating at 168 since 2018. And who's tested the waters at light heavyweight, 175 pounds, facing giants like Sergey Kovalev and Dmitry Bivol. His body is built for punishment and pressure. Terence Crawford, meanwhile, only recently moved to 154 pounds after years spent reigning at 140 and 147. He's now jumping up to full divisions to fight a power-punching super middleweight in Canelo's backyard. So why risk it?
Legacy outweigh the money.
That's true. I respect that.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
3-time undisputed. Ooh, coming soon.
That's when you retire, because basically there's nothing you could do after that. If you were able to get 3-time undisputed, 3 different weight classes, there's nothing you can accomplish after that, right? Because 68,
Yeah, he's gonna retire after that.
I might go back
unless
down
you
to
went
54.
down,
To
right?
fight who?
And do it
But
again.
you can't get all of them though. It's too much trying to get all of them.
I might go back down and do it again.
According to Crawford's camp, specifically his trainer Brian "Bo" McIntyre, it's about principle and mentality. "We don't give a damn about that," Bo told Ring magazine. "If you get too big, that's on you. Let's fight like men."
Who's the hardest puncher you ever faced?
Shit, D.
Who?
These nuts.
Got him.
Yeah, see,
Got
you
him.
a grown man. No,
You just talked about the pause, and you went
wanna
to
do all that
D's
pause and
from
that
1995.
And you got.
He didn't mince words. "That tot's weak stuff. All that you can't come in at this weight. Get out of here. You made the weight. We fight." Simple. Some see that as bravado, others see it as a warrior code. A throwback to the days when fighters didn't hide behind contract clauses or tactical weight limits. In this sense, Crawford isn't just accepting the disadvantage, he's almost welcoming it. It's either an act of courage that will elevate him into legend, or a gamble that could backfire in spectacular fashion. And boxing fans, they're split. On one side, Crawford's proving he's a real one. This is about greatness. On the other, this is a suicide mission. Canelo's too big, too seasoned, and too powerful. Either way. Why? The absence of a rehydration clause sets the stage for a raw, unfiltered fight night where size, strength, age, and skill collide without restriction.
That's some pussy shit. That's some weak shit. Oh, you can't come in this much and shit. Oh, man, get the fuck out of here. It's boxing. You got on the scale, I made the weight, regardless when I come back, ass. Hey, you accepted the fight, let's get in there and fight like men. Simple.
Well, fight fans, the Alvarez-Crawford showdown just got spicier. No rehydration clause, that's huge. Alvarez could be packing an extra 20 pounds of power on fight night, but here's the million-dollar question. Ion, will it matter against Crawford's supreme skills? Some say Crawford's too small. Others say he's too slick. It's like David versus Goliath. But both are knockout artists. Will Crawford dance circles around Alvarez, or will Alvarez's size advantage crush Crawford's dreams?
Whoa, fight fans, the Alvarez-Crawford showdown just got spicier. No rehydration clause, that's huge. Alvarez could be packing an extra 20 pounds of power on fight night. But here's the million-dollar question. Will it matter against Crawford's supreme skills? Some say Crawford's too small, others say he's too slick. It's like David versus Goliath, but both are knockout artists. Will Crawford dance circles around Alvarez, or will Alvarez's size advantage crush Crawford's dreams?
You thought the in-ring drama was wild. Wait till you hear what's happening behind the scenes. Originally scheduled for September 12th at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, the event's location has now been thrown into disarray. A college football game booked the venue on that date, forcing organizers to shift the fight to September 13th and scramble for alternatives. The venue isn't the only thing that's changed. Dana White, who was originally slated to co-promote the bout under the brand new TKO boxing banner, a bold partnership between UFC, WWE, and Saudi backers, is now completely out of the picture. Sources close to the deal say Turki Al-Sheikh, Saudi Arabia's powerful boxing patron and the driving force behind Riyadh's season, has handed full promotional control to Sela, the Saudi entertainment group. So what happened? Insiders speculate that White's removal stems from logistical conflicts. Allegiant Stadium was supposed to be the showpiece venue, and with that gone, so was the leverage for TKO Boxing's big debut. Add in creative differences, business politics, and broadcasting issues, and Dana White was quietly removed from the driver's seat. Now Sela is in full control with Las Vegas. Los Angeles and New York City are in contention for the new venue. The broadcaster is still undecided, but one thing's for sure, it's not going to Netflix. Will be a pay-per-view event, and sources say the bidding war between networks is still in play. It's not just a fight anymore. It's a global entertainment product, and, as always, boxing politics are as bruising as the punches. This brings us to the most fascinating twist in the Crawford narrative, the paradox of the man himself. On one hand, you've got the destroyer in the gym blasting through pads, shadow boxing with bad intentions, and throwing 5-punch combinations with the rhythm of a metronome fighter. On her, a suited-up philosopher standing in front of graduates at the University of Nebraska, Omaha, quoting Mike Tyson and reflecting on life, legacy, why, and purpose. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face, he told the crowd, but if you keep working, you'll win. The quote went viral not because it was clever, it went viral because it was real, spoken not from a pulpit but from experience. From a man who has literally been punched in the face more times and he can count, and who was once told no boxer will ever come out of Omaha. Now he's the keynote speaker and the headliner and potentially the most historic fighter of the modern era. Fans and analysts are divided. Is this Crawford 2.0 a reinvented, matured champion posed to defy odds and change history, or is it performance art, an elaborate pre-fight image makeover designed to soften the crowd and fuel PPV sales? Regardless, it's working people who once doubted him are tuning in. Audiences who wrote him off as inactive or entitled are now watching his every move both in the gym and behind the mic, and the question lingers, which Crawford will show up on September 13th, the tactician, the street-born survivor, the motivational speaker, or some rare fusion of all three? In every major fight there's always more at stake than just belts, and in this one the narrative itself has become a war zone. critics haven't held back. They say Crawford hasn't earned this shot at super middleweight. He skipped the line. He didn't take on David Benavidez, who many believe is the real threat to Canelo. He didn't test himself against David Morrell, the Cuban powerhouse tearing through the division. He didn't even consider high-risk warm-up fight against John Beckham Conley, another rising boogeyman in the 160 to 168 lb landscape. And for some purists, that's enough reason to label this fight a mismatch, legacy hype with little current merit. But Crawford's defenders, and there are many, see it completely differently. To them, this isn't about beating names for a resume. It's about doing what no man in boxing has ever done. Becoming the first fighter in the 4-belt era to become undisputed in 3 separate divisions. That's not just legacy, that's immortality. And Crawford's own words echo that sentiment. "The moment I became champ," he said, "I didn't celebrate, I asked, what's next?" And this is what's next. It's a statement that captures the essence of his career, always pushing, never satisfied, never settling for the ordinary. While others chase paydays and spotlight, Crawford is chasing a place in the pantheon of greats, and maybe, just maybe, that's why he didn't go through Benavidez or Morrell, because when the history books are written, it won't matter how he got to Canelo. Will only matter what he did once he stepped in the ring with him. This fight isn't just a clash between 2 champions, it's a first-of-its-kind collision that's sending shockwaves through the boxing world. Let's be clear, Canelo Alvarez is no ordinary title holder. He recently unified the super middleweight division again, defeating William Skull and reaffirming his grip on all 4 belts at 168. Since 2018, he's transformed the division into his personal empire, stacking victories against the league contenders and becoming the face of global boxing.
You got him. Just take your L. Just take your take your L, sir, and keep that.
All right, but who's your
the hardest puncher that I got hit by?
On the other side stands Terence, but Crawford, who's already cleaned out 140 pounds and 147 pounds with surgical precision, taking belts, taking names, and walking out as the undisputed king both times. Now is leaping to divisions to try and claim a 3rd crown. This isn't just a fight, it's a moment in time. It will mark the first time in modern boxing history at reigning undisputed champions from different weight classes meet in the ring, a battle of not just styles, not just nations, but legacies. And whoever walks out with their hand raised on September 13th, they don't just win belts, they become a once-in-a-generation icon. The kind of fighter people talk about 20-30 years from now when they debate the greatest of all time. Will it be Canelo, the red-haired wrecking ball from Guadalajara, who's reigned over 3 divisions and fought everyone from Floyd Mayweather to Gennady Golovkin? Or will it be Crawford, the chess-playing southpaw with ice in his veins and Omaha in his soul, is chasing history like a man possessed? So let's bring it home. Who do you believe in? Do you believe in the man they said would never make it out of Omaha, who got shot in the head and kicked out of 5 schools and now stands 1 win away from doing what no man has done before? Or do you believe in the proven champion, the Mexican titan with 63 wins, an iron chin, and the experience of 20 world title fights under his belt? Do you believe in legacy or dominance? Do you believe in the street philosopher preaching discipline and destiny, graduation speeches, or the world-class prize fighter who's built an empire with his fists? On September 13th, the world will watch as these 2 collide, not just for titles, but for time itself. This isn't just about boxing, it's about what comes after, because the winner of this fight won't just be holding belts. They'll be holding history in their hands.
Well, here you go.
So who's it going to beat? Drop your predictions in the comments. Smash that like button if you're ready for the war of the year. Hit subscribe for more exclusive breakdowns, leaks, and behind-the-scenes drama, because the next chapter in boxing history is being written right now.